You're now tuned into Radical Radio with Coach L.
Switch my attitude. I'm so radical. Switch my attitude. I'm so radical. Switch my attitude. I'm so radical. Switch my attitude. I'm so radical.
This is your girl, Coach L.
And your boy, Nick Lotion, the co-hostess with the mostest. That's right.
You are tuned in to Radical Radio. It is Monday night. It's time to get it popping. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
She is a director, okay? She is a news correspondent, okay? A videographer, photographer, all around everything. She is every woman. So we have a great guest in the building. I can't wait for you guys to find out what's going on in this building tonight.
For sure.
We got a lot going on, lot going on, y'all. I'll let you go ahead and kick it off, Lotion.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
We gotta give a super huge shout out to Eric Reinhardt, man. State's attorney elect.
The new state's attorney of Lake County, Mr. Eric Reinhardt.
For sure.
Congratulations.
Super happy to see that one. Like after talking to Eric a couple times, not only on the show, but out and when he was campaigning this year. I'm just super happy that he made it happen, man. It definitely gives you a lot of sense of faith, and that things really can change when you push for it. So
absolutely,
shout out to Eric Reinhardt. Congratulations, man.
For sure. I had one thing that I did want to kind of touch on before we get started and get settled into the show tonight. Humanity. I had a lot that I had to think about over the weekend, and just thinking about how we treat people as human beings. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you exactly who this is related to. I want to give a big shout out to Tafara Williams. Okay. The reason I want to give her a shout out is because when you remove all of the news, when you remove all of the assumptions, when you remove all of the details of the shooting that occurred in Waukegan, which claimed the life of Marcellus Stinnett, and where Tafara Williams was hurt by the police. When you remove all of those details, you have a young lady that witnessed a death. And let's just say a death. Let's not talk about the fact that this was her child's father and her boyfriend, but she witnessed a death. She was shot by the police, and she's a young lady. She's a mother. Just that alone, and the mental capacity of what she may be going through, I want to give a shout out to her. Because I don't think that as a human being, people are really just thinking about this young lady as a human being and everything that she has had to endure. That is a lot. It is a lot to endure. It is a lot to take in. It is a lot to take a hold of. And it is a lot to go through on a day-to-day basis. So shout out to Tafara Williams. So I just, I thought about that because I was like, us as humans, we watch the news, right? And the news details and gives us what they want to give us.
Always.
They give us what they want to give us, and it conditions us.
Right.
It conditions us in a way where we would then become biased, where we would have an opinion, where we would throw our opinion out there, and it makes us think a certain way.
Right.
So as I was thinking about that, I'm like, see, that's why I don't watch the news. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, because once again, I've said this before, my dad used to call it an idiot box. And I used to think it was so funny when he would call it an idiot box. But the more I think about it, it definitely is an idiot box, because it programs you and it conditions you to think in the way that they're showing you. Yeah. What you see on the TV, what you hear on the TV, you begin to believe those things automatically because it's the news, right? Yeah. So we don't have our own mind anymore. So I wanted to touch on that because I want to encourage my brothers and my sisters out there to think about people as human beings, not think about, you know, what the story is, what's going on with them, you know, what they did yesterday, what Pookie did over here and what Bebe did over there. You know what I'm saying? Think about people as people, like as a human being. We had a one of my girlfriends, she wanted us to sage at 6, right? And you know, we were trying to bring in the positive energy, and the word that she used, it was positive energy for humanity. And it just struck a chord with me because we really don't think about human beings. We think about circumstances and we think about you know, their story and what's been going on with them and all that stuff. We don't think about them as human beings. Yeah. So yeah, that was what was on my heart over the week. You know?
That's a pretty good subject to cover. I was talking on that, speaking on that about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, because I watched that documentary that I was telling y'all about, The Social Dilemma, on Netflix, and it's really decent. And it's pretty much right about, I mean, it's right on that same subject as far as like the information that we receive, you know, is not always accurate, but it's, you know, a lot of times parts of a whole. Right. And when you only getting parts of information and you know, you basing all your opinions and everything that you voicing going forward off of that information, and it's not something that you could really rely on to be factual. A lot of times we misconstrue things, and like you said, you know, we start making judgments, and it's all based off the emotion and the circumstances, and not really, you know, what people are dealing with. And these situations could be dire sometimes, and like, until you really been in that position, until you've been that person, you know what I'm saying, in that same scenario, you honestly never know how you're going to handle it until it's you. So, you know, it's a lot of stipulation out there, but you're right, Coach. We definitely got to remember, you know what I'm saying, to treat everybody like a person that's trying to figure it out, because that's all we all doing.
Real talk. And I mean, I'm human. You know, everybody has been in that way. You know what I'm saying? But I just, it took a different effect on me once I really started thinking about it, and really, you know, just started thinking about the mental aspect of going through such a traumatic situation like that. It really struck home, and I'm like, man, you know, we really got to start thinking about people as people. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was just something that I was thinking about. Alicia Bodie, thank you for joining us. She said it's two sides to every story, and most who tell the story don't know the story. Only the individuals can tell the story. And bing, that right there. The only people that know that story is Marcellus, Safara, and God. Okay? That's it. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Real talk. Like,
straight up.
And that's with any situation, any circumstance that you're in, you know, unless you're there, you don't know. So, you know, we're going to get off that, but that's what I was thinking about. So to go to a lighter subject, let's talk a little bit. I know you was talking about
the verses that we got coming up this week. Don't roll your eyes in here, Maxie. Just we got a Jeezy fan in here, unfortunately.
A huge Jeezy fan, Mrs. Snowman herself.
Listen, this is one of those ones that I never saw coming. Like, I honestly didn't like. I'm a huge Gucci Mane fan. You know, just throw that out there. Like, and you know, the way that Gucci kind of, you know, carried himself, I didn't think he would be doing no verses about it. He definitely said before it happened, like, oh, I ain't doing no verses. Like, they ain't got enough money for me, or whatever he said. Yeah. And I'm like, right, okay. And then Jeezy was supposed to go against who? T.I.?
Tip, I think at one point.
So it's going to be Jeezy and T.I. And then he said he wanted Gucci to come and do the verses. And then whatever they did and you know, show business, they made it happen. They cut some checks.
Fact.
And this Thursday, man, it's
going down.
In my opinion, this is the Super Bowl of versus battles. Like, just because this has been like a versus thing since the So Icy single came out. You know what I mean? And that was 15 years ago almost. And like, if you really think about it, their relationship been like versus since then. Yeah. So like, this is big, and I think it's gonna get a lot of attention. It's already got a whole bunch of publicity. And I mean, like, hey, y'all let us know what side you rocking with. I'm definitely team Wizop. We got Maxie in here, Team Snowman, so we kind of split in the studio right now. Y'all help us out a little.
Facts. Shout out to my son Tyree, because he a big Guwap fan too. So I know he's like, yeah, he all about Gucci. I'm a new Gucci fan, not the old Gucci fan. We were talking about that. I like the new Gucci, not the old Gucci.
Right.
Our guest has a perspective on that as well. She doesn't like the. What did you say? You didn't like the
she don't like the old Gucci.
She like the
music,
old music, but she don't like the new
Gucci
personality. So.
Right.
Wow, you got some stuff that's going on that people don't like. You know, we like it, we love it.
It's all over the place.
Kind of.
It's
Maybe
down.
not.
Oh
Whatever.
My God. What do I do?
What happened?
Huh? Mute it? Oh my God.
Yeah, don't worry,
Don't
y'all. We
trip.
having some technical issues. We
We're
good.
still getting used
There
to
we
this fancy equipment that we've been blessed to have. Thank the
Absolutely.
Lord. Thank the Lord.
Hey, yes. Y'all know how we rocking. It's all new up in here, new stuff. So we're trying to get it right.
That's
it tight.
right.
Get it right, get it tight. But let's go ahead and get into it. Because listen, y'all, I have an amazing guest in this
She's in there
building.
cutting up
She
too.
is about to cut up with these radical shades on, okay? She
Now
has
it's a
not
party.
come to play. She came to radical in a radical way. Yes, she did. But I'm gonna read the bio first.
Okay.
We have Miss Yashin Inchworm Phillips, who is a journalist, host, content creator, videographer, photographer, humanitarian, and the owner of Inchworm Entertainment LLC. This media-based company was created in 2017 to bring people together 1 inch at a time. Inchworm believes ignorance can be solved through conversation and interaction. With positivity being her driving force, she utilizes her platform, The Inchworm Show, to achieve her mission. Y'all give it up. We got Miss Inchworm in the building. Yes.
Thank you for having me. I just wanted to wear my glasses during the intro.
Yes.
Here y'all go. Go get your glasses. Radical
Radicals.
eyewear.
Yes, please.
Okay. Support this Black-owned business, this Black woman, her glasses. These are my favorite ones. These are the men glasses, though.
They are.
But I'm still rocking them.
But you know what? It was funny because when you placed your order, I was like, oh, yeah, she know what she doing.
Absolutely.
Because she knew what she was doing. She
Yes.
knew what she was doing.
Those are the ones I have as well, because I was feeling them, man.
Yeah.
Hot, definitely.
Well, I appreciate
Yes.
the support. What's up, Mika? Thank you for joining. Miss Autumn,
Yes.
thank you for joining.
Yes.
So, Inchworm, we got you in the building now, honey.
I'm
Listen,
excited.
I did some research. I was so excited. I did some research.
I'm like, my eyes got big.
No.
What you look up?
First and foremost, this is why I love doing this show the way I do it, because you don't know people until you really get to sit down with them and talk
Facts.
to them and ask them questions and research.
Right.
I love watching interviews, right? That's my favorite thing to do. That's how I learn about the rappers and all that. I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I want
Watch
to know
all
their
the
story,
interviews.
right? So I watch their interviews. But as I was on YouTube and I was just researching, and I was like, we have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I'm scared now.
Listen, all the
I'm scared
questions.
too.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
They about to
Good.
tear
No,
up
I'm
on-
ready.
It's
I'm
good
ready.
stuff. It's good.
I'm ready.
First off, I'm gonna start here because you may not know this about me, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
They call me like Animal Kingdom or something like that. They
Okay.
throw stuff around. But I am very, very keen like on, nature. So like
Yeah.
if I see dragonflies, I'm always looking up like what it means, what's
This
the
is
spiritual
true.
meaning.
This
of it,
I've seen
right?
it happen.
Yes.
So we're gonna get into
Witnessed
this real
it.
quick because
I'm excited.
listen, because I noticed something and I gotta know if I was
Get
right.
to it. I'm excited.
Okay. So the inchworm symbolism,
Okay.
it is evolution and transformation,
Mhm.
right? Would I be correct in saying that this year, some months ago, there was either evolution or transformation going on in the life of Yashin
Absolutely.
Phillips?
Oh my God.
Talk about it.
Look at that.
Absolutely.
Talk about it. Woo!
Yes. Yes.
I'm about to
Yes.
run.
Yes. Yes. You're so right. You're so right.
I got
get
you.
to
I need you in
receive
the
it.
seat.
Yes. First, before I answer your question, thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
Everybody who's tuned in, make sure you tune in to Radical Radio. She's
Share this
doing
video.
Nick Lotion and LaDonna. Am I saying your name right?
Ladina.
Ladina. Sorry.
It's okay.
My bad. Ladina is doing amazing things. It's beautiful in here.
Thank you.
We appreciate
This is
that.
great. This is
Thank
amazing.
you.
So Thank you for having me here.
Thank
To
you.
answer your question, yes. I am in this whole mode of transformation.
Yes.
This whole year has been a transforming experience for all of us as a whole. But for me, it really impacted me heavily. I was going in depression and I came out of depression. And then I'm like, hold on a second. What am I doing? I've noticed myself going through the same cycles over and over again.
Right.
And this particular year, like towards the end, like right around now, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's ridiculous. From the friends, family members, the decisions that I was making with business, money, how I'm handling money, all of that, I'm just like, I have to cut this. I have to cut it out. Am I allowed to curse? I won't go too far.
You can
Okay.
do you. This is right.
I'm like, I gotta cut this shit out. Like, this is too much. It's too much. And I'm like, I have to change. And even if you, if you keep going in that same cycle, God will keep bringing that same test over and over and over again until you pass it. Yes. And this recently, the stuff that's been going on, I was like, okay, I got it. Shit, I'm not going to do this shit no more. I ain't going to do it no more. That's it. That's it. And so, yes, to answer your question, I am here. I am there. I'm transforming, and I'm so happy. I'm happy about it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I listen, I have chills right now because I watched it. And I was like, something's going on with her.
Yeah.
And didn't I tell you that? I said, something is going on
Didn't
with
I
Yashin.
tell you?
And I'm like, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, something good is really like happening.
Yeah.
And then when I looked up the symbolism, which a caterpillar, Inchworm is a caterpillar. So I knew, what the symbolism was. But then I just, thought about it. I was like, it was some months ago. And I think that's when it hit. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And I'm so glad. And it was an exciting journey to watch, even from watching you kind of like get off social media. And then you came back, I think, around the George Floyd situation and said something, and then you was gone again. And then,
Inconsistent is.
You were totally like, you was in your mode. You was taking care of you. I could tell, and I'm like, okay, go on, sis. I see you.
Nothing
I see
wrong
what you're
with
doing.
social media, bro.
But then to the evolution of getting out of your own way and doing no more.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
That was everything. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but I just had to start there.
Yeah. Can I chime in real quick?
Of
Because
course.
you brought up depression and like honestly,
That's
my thing.
yes.
My thing is mental health. You know what I'm saying? What I like to talk about more than anything is mental health. Can you just give like a brief description of like when you hit your low point and then like the steps that you kind of took, you know what I'm saying, to try to pull yourself out of it? Because like more than often, we all deal with, especially during these months of the year, later in the winter months around this area, because of, like the lack of sunlight and all that. And then like just the stuff that's been going on in 2020 with all the quarantine and stuff. So could you give kind of like a brief description and, just your climb back?
Ooh, man, a lot of it was tuning everything out. If I'm ever going through something, people will know. I don't talk to nobody.
Right.
I get off social media. I turn everything off. I really isolate myself. But then within that isolation, I always find a way to come back, or God will bring somebody in my life that's like, okay, this is what they'll bring a message to me. So I journal, I meditate, I pray, I think about just why I'm here, why God put me here.
Right.
I really do. I spend time with my nieces. I don't have any kids, but those are my babies. I just want to be, I'm normally around them because they're so innocent, and kids will bring something out of you. And then the good part is I can give them back to their mama. But if I need them, I'll take them and just get hugs and love and all that with them. So those are some of the things that I do. And then I try to find a way. The last part is I try to find a way to put whatever I'm going through into my craft. I do a bunch of different things. So I write down, okay, well, how can I do this? What can I do to climb out of this? How can I utilize what I'm doing and create something out of it?
Yeah, of course. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if y'all paying any attention out there, listen to that. That's a super gem right there. Use what you're going through, you know what I'm saying, to create whatever it is going to be next for you.
Yeah.
It can definitely help. So
yeah, and I do gotta say this. I did an interview with Brittany Chitwood. Are you? Yeah. I did an interview with her, and that interview really changed my life.
okay.
Awesome.
Shout out to her. We were talking about depression and different things that we were going through, and it was the first time I heard it. It's so simple, but it really changed me. And she said it's okay to not be okay.
That part.
And I think that we really, Black women, you know, we try to act like everything is good. We can handle it all, and we can't.
Yes.
And it's okay to be in that moment, but you still have to understand your own power that you have within you. You know, Black women were raised, I mean, we were created to handle a lot. So know that you can get yourself through, but it's okay to have a moment where you just not okay.
That's all right.
For real.
So, yeah.
Thank you for that. That's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. So tell us what a young Yashin was like.
It's so weird talking about myself. I don't do it a lot. A young Yashin was very quiet. I was a very quiet kid, but if I was put in opportunities or positions where I had all of this, or if I was put in a place where I could exude all of the stuff that's been built up in my head, I would go out there. And it's like I switch up. But it's how I am now. I'm very introverted, like I'm here, I'm tired, but I'm also very quiet. But if I'm in the mode, I'll switch up.
Okay.
There you go. That's totally understandable. I get that.
I was very, very quiet, but I was athletic. I loved running around. I played basketball. I played volleyball. Very outgoing. I had a lot of friends, but then I was also very quiet too at the same time. It sounds crazy, but that's how I was. Very goofy, very silly, loved to perform and doing just things. I'd stack all my stuffed animals up and be talking to them and doing just weird stuff.
She was preparing for the show.
I love, you know, videos and music and Yes. I was just a vibrant kid.
That's good. Yeah. So you just said something, and I told you I did a little research. So you had this YouTube video where you confessed last year that you love interviewing people, but you have a difficult time being interviewed yourself.
Yes.
So is that still the case, or has that changed?
So it changed, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I still get a little nervous, but it changed because just recently in this transformation period, I was able to really spend time with myself. And although I exude confidence and people think, you know, that I'm just this confident woman, which I am, I still have these moments where I'm not. And I just recently, I figured out just who I am.
That's dope.
At 32.
Hey, that's all right.
Hey, there's no rush for that.
And within that, I learned how to really love myself. I've always loved myself, but I think that sometimes you can fall out of love with yourself.
You can.
Facts.
Just like you fall out of love with a person, and you know, and I had to love myself again, and within that brought this new confidence where I'm able to speak more and talk more and be open and honest. And you know, vulnerability is not a good place for me.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
For many of us.
Yeah, for many of us. And
that's real.
Being such an introverted person with my stuff, I can just come off a little general and, you know, because people have their thoughts, you know, and people bring on energies. Not people trying to protect my energy.
Ain't nothing wrong with
that. I don't want to tell you too much.
Right.
Just chill.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you.
That's funny because when I first came back and I was kind of moving around the circle a little bit, I was like, it's something about her. Like something I don't know. Like she don't talk and she don't say much. And, you know, but I just, you know, kind of like understood that it was like, okay, she watching.
Looking through the third
like
eye.
I'm like, okay, she watching, I'm watching.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that came from my dad. You know, my dad has always told me to be observant.
Right.
I watch people. I know people. I know spirits. I know things. If I don't know nothing else, I know other people and I watch and I learn. So that's what I'm doing. You know, and but the bad part about that is you watch people, but then you don't get to exude and express yourself.
Right.
So I know everything about everybody, but you know, but so yeah.
That's good, because a lot of people don't understand that part. Like they'll automatically say, "Oh, she this or she that, or she thinks she all that, or she thinks she this, or she thinks." No, you really don't. You don't know why a person is, kind of standoffish. And for that part, I think that's another thing that we have to understand about people. That's why it's good. It's good to sit down with people or just speak and have a conversation. What you said is like, if you sit down and you have a conversation, you can get rid of a lot of the naysays, a lot of the stuff that you don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
You can really figure things out. So it's
that's definitely a good way to look at it.
Conversation is an art, and I think we've lost the art of conversation, just like we've lost the art of, calling people on the phone, we texting.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't talk to each other no more.
Right.
That's one thing that I love. When I was in Atlanta, people will wave, "Hey, how you doing?" They don't gotta know you. They just saying, "Hey." Right. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing weird to it. And I used to be like, "Oh, they weird." No, because you come from here, and it's like we don't speak to people, we don't talk.
Yeah.
But I was thankful for that experience, because now when I'm out, I'm talking to people, so it's good.
Not ready for that one yet.
No, it's good. Okay, so share with us one experience that happened in your life that molded you into the queen you are.
Something pivotal.
I want to say, I hate bringing it to this, but just the relationship that I was in a long-term relationship. And when that ended, that's when I started all of this, because I had time to really be alone and not putting in so much effort into making a relationship work when the other person didn't want to put in that effort as well. So when I was able to really be by myself and think about just who I was, I said, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Like, you have all of these qualities. I was depressed, I didn't like, and for the first time I had really like lost my confidence, because the person was saying things about me and about my appearance, which I've never heard before, you know what I mean? And it kind of brought my confidence down a little bit, and I lost myself for a second. And so within that hurt, that pain, that isolation, I was able to, this is how this evolved. And I said, I'm going to be everything that I know I am, but I just wasn't able to express it during that period of time. So that's why I'm kind of like all over the place, because I'm doing a bunch of different things, and one day my ass is out on camera, and then the next minute I'm with interviewing political figures, and then the next minute I could be twerking somewhere, and then I'm interviewing preachers and all sorts of stuff. And I'm cussing, and but then I can be really humane and just really talk and really be just connecting with people. I love that. That's who I am.
Right.
And I just appreciate those things about myself, and that's who I came. That's what ignited that. I was able to just I just started from a breakup. It's like, damn, like, wait a minute. I'm the shit.
Yeah, who am I? Wait, no, let me tell myself who I am.
Yeah, like sometimes it takes for you to get knocked down like that in order for you to, rebuild yourself and rediscover yourself and fall back in love with who you are. Like, nothing wrong. Like, listen, this is radical radio. Boldly, unapologetic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Listen. Yeah. The best way to conduct yourself is to be who you are at all times.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? No matter who you might be interviewing, you know what I'm saying? What you might be doing, it's your life. You know what I'm saying? You got the wheel. And steer it in the direction you want to go.
I'll say this. Okay, we got Los in the building. What's up, boy? Los crazy. We got Kendra Yarbrough in the building. Tatiana Poiser in the building. Miss Tia, Miss Illinois in the building.
Tia.
Hey, Tia.
I love you, Tia.
And we got Miss Alicia Bodie Edwards still kicking it with us. She said, oh my God, I'm going through this with a young lady right now. She said, this guy is using everything she ever told him about her to tear her down. Now, okay, back up to what Yashin was saying. You know, sometimes when we don't know ourselves as women, we go through a lot. That circle, that, you know, roller coaster, you're going through the same things over and over and over again. It's because there's something that's there that hasn't stuck with us as of the moment that we need.
You're talking about repeating lessons?
Yeah, but as soon as it hits, it's like you wake up and you like, okay, this is me. Yeah. Like, I am this person. What I've noticed that to be is like, you really identify your purpose. The moment that you identify your true purpose, the reason that God has placed you on this earth, and it takes some things for you to go through for you to really identify why he placed you on this earth. As soon as you identify that, it's like you become a whole new creature. And the word says, like, I will make you a new creature, and you become a new person. You identify things about yourself that you forgot that you had. You may have had a favorite color and you may have forgot what that color was, but you're going to remember what it is as soon as you pick up purpose. Yes. Like, it's just something that a woman can do after going through so much, when they make the decision to say, enough is enough. I got to get myself together.
No more.
No more. And one thing, I've said it, I'm like, Yashin do a lot. She be doing everything, and she be twerking, and she be doing
I know
this
people
and doing
say
this.
People say it all the time.
But let me tell you, in my research, I learned, and it was amazing, because I was cracking up and I fell out laughing when I saw this video where you were talking about your grandmother and how you got the name Inchworm from your grandmother, and it was because you was twerking.
Yes.
Helping her do her exercise. I was like, that's why her booty be all over the place. Like, it got meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a reason. Yes. So I'm like, see, this is why you got to get to the meat of the story, the heart of the story. Then you'll understand why Inchworm is around and twerking.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. And I don't even do it a lot. And then my thing is, you know, every time, I just have to say this, I miss her so much. Right. God rest her soul, Alice Maybell. I love you. She's with me. I carry her in my heart. When I have events or things, I keep her obituary in my bra or with me in my shoe, or so I keep her. I don't play. Like, her spirit is with me. Yes. But I forgot where I was going with this. Shit. I forgot where I was going. I was talking about my great grandmother. Keep talking. I forgot where I was going.
But when you were talking about that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, now she has a purpose for everything that she's doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never forget, even like, just, you know, not knowing you and just seeing you in action. I'm like, she's like a hell of a news correspondent. Mm-hmm. Like, she know what she's doing. And I'm just like, okay, I see you on TV. I see you. Yeah. I see you. Like, doing these magnificent things. How do you, like, get out of your own way when it comes to projects that you want to do? I know you made a statement. It took you some time to kind of figure out that you were going to do this movie, No More. Yeah. And you had to get out of your own way. Like, what was that conversation in your mind like?
That conversation was during the quarantine time, and also during when George Floyd, when all of that stuff was going on, when all the marches and things were going on. Normally I would have been out there. I know everybody was out there at the marches and all of that. And I needed to sit with myself, because I really take a lot of stuff in. Mm-hmm. Right. I was talking to Joshua Randolph. Shout out to him. You know, I interviewed him, and he was praying for me and all sorts of stuff, because I take in a lot of energies. Yes. And I had to shut that out. And he was like, you give so much, how do you refill yourself? You need to pour into yourself. Yes. So that's what I was doing. And during that time, I was like, okay, wait a minute. I love to interview, but I also love being behind the camera. Mm-hmm. I love telling stories. Yeah. I love this. And I have a stack full of storyboards of things that I've drawn out, videos and things that I want to shoot. And I've just been so afraid to do it. Right. The one thing that I'm really passionate about, if you know me, and I posted it today, I love hearing stories about Black women. Mm-hmm. I'm a Black woman. I love uplifting us. I love hearing stories, and I hear so many different things. I'm surrounded by so many beautiful women, but that with that beauty is a lot of pain behind that.
Yes.
And we have so much going on, and we know how to save face like no other.
That way.
So how could I? So I was thinking about like, how can I express that? Well, what can I do besides interviewing? You know, how can I just get this message out? How am I really feeling about Breonna Taylor? I was journaling, and I was, you know, it's like if George Floyd didn't happen, nobody would hear about Breonna Taylor.
Right.
Why is that?
Hmm.
How do we? She's just a regular Black girl to people.
Right.
Yes.
Just and what does that even mean?
Exactly.
This is the first time that we've ever really, outside of Sandra Bland, I'm sorry, I'm you know, but it's like very rare do we have Black women out there who get murdered by the police, by the boyfriend. Like, we don't hear it on a national level.
That's right.
And what are these Black women going through? What are the mothers really going through? What was Breonna's experience like as a Black woman, as a Black EMT? There's so many different levels to this, and I just wanted to touch on it, and also just get to a place where I wanted Black women to say no more. I was in a position that, you know, just a couple of months ago, something horrible happened to me, and I just was like, Yashin, you playing with yourself. Stop. Ooh, I'm gonna cry. Stop doing this, Yashin. Stop going around in circles. You understand your power. I've been playing with myself, like really selling myself short.
Right.
I have all of these things. I'm rambling. I feel like I'm rambling.
No, you're fine.
You're
You're
therapy. I have all of these things and all of these little, like, it's like I get to a certain place and then I back away.
Right.
I get there and then I back away. And it's because I was scared.
Yes.
And I didn't love myself. I just wanted to really just get to a place. I did get to that place where I said, okay, you're not doing this no more, Yashin. Cut it out. Yeah. Stop. We're not taking this anymore. Black women, we're not taking this anymore. And I think Black people have came to a place where we're like, look, no, we need to start making our demands. No more. We're not doing this no more. Yeah. We're going to be open. We're going to start talking about how we feel. Black women, start talking about your pain. If Black men hate you for it, they're going to hate you for it. Yeah. If you got it, there's a difference between bashing Black men and holding them accountable.
Man,
I talk about accountability all the time, and this is not no rant, but this is it's needed. Yes. Black men need to be held accountable. I love Black men. Yes. You are our leaders. Yes. And I think they don't understand that there are leaders.
Well, they don't understand because that's a whole nother conversation.
Definitely.
Because they are missing so much. It's so much like, you know, women, we can be broken, but we forget that men can be broken as well.
Yeah.
So when they're broken and they don't know how to ask for help and how to get the help that they need, they remain broken, or they self-diagnose or self-medicate and all these different things that they do trying to deal with the situation. But the most powerful thing, if you haven't taken anything from this interview, I need you guys to take this. As Black women, as a Black woman, I want to tell everybody out there, it is okay to realize that you do not love yourself. Mm-hmm. But what is not okay is that you continue to not love yourself. Ooh. Right?
Yeah.
Because once you identify, okay, I know I've been in a place, I knew I had low self-esteem. Like, okay, I'm not loving myself. But as I said, when you get to that place, and Yashin has said it too, when you get to that place, you have to just realize just how dope you are. You have to realize just how magnificent you are. You have to understand that no matter if nobody else sees you as dope as you are, as if nobody sees you as beautiful you are, that you know that that's who you are and you accept that for yourself. Until then, you'll keep on going on the hamster wheel and continuing to go through the same things over and over and over again. So that's what I need. If you didn't get anything, Yashin has said it, I have said it. There's so many women out here that still walk around acting like everything is okay. acting as if they're in love with themselves, but they're still harming themselves.
Period. Yeah, I did. And yeah. And you have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Right. I did. I was like, Yashin, you fucking up right now.
Yeah.
You are definitely fucking up. So you need to figure out what it is you need to do. And you know what you need to do, accountability, and you need to fix it. People know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what you're doing. I just recently went on a trip. I had to get out of here, and I said the older I get, the more I understand why Lisa Left Eye Lopez went into the forest and escaped.
Yes,
for real.
I completely understand it now. I had to get away from here. I went on a retreat, and my friend Shaquita Monique, shout out to Shaquita Monique. She's such a healer. I love her, my sister. She told me about it. And in that retreat, that's what really just, when I got back, I was holding so much anger from the hurt from my father. I was holding an anger from my ex, and I thought that I was over it, but I wasn't over it.
Right.
And for the first time, I was able to release that. And I was able to say, you know what? When I got off the plane, when I got back here, I was able to call my father, and I forgave him.
My goodness.
Something told me when the plane landed to call him and tell him, I forgive you. You ain't gotta, and I hear people do it. I've said it. You gotta forgive people, but I never really felt it or had the need to. I thought that I was dealing with it on my own, but I wasn't.
Right.
I had to call him and say, I forgive you. I called my ex. I said, I forgive you. I want you to be happy. I want you to live. And ever since I've done that, and then I told myself, I'm not gonna play with you. You're not gonna play with yourself no more. I looked in the mirror. I told myself, I love you. I forgave myself for the things that I had been going through. I mean, I really did some self-work, and they make you do that self-work at that retreat, and I was able to do it. And for the first time, I really just feel like, okay.
She unlocked it.
I unlocked it, and this is who I am.
It's unlocked.
That's amazing.
It's unlocked.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
Oh, yes.
That is super amazing.
Dope.
Sitting there listening to this testimony and like having this conversation, it really just reminds me that like what you said in the beginning is so true, Coach. Like we all really are human. And, even being a man and sitting amongst you guys and listening to how y'all feel, y'all expressing yourselves as far as like the way that, you guys are treated by men and the things that you deal with emotionally. And all I can honestly say is that the sad thing is I think that we going through the same kind of stuff and we just aren't talking about it enough.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like we aren't being transparent with one another about it because like as a man, I think I've done pretty much, dealt with the same kind of emotional, obstacles. And it's really awesome to be able to sit down, with two women that are willing to be transparent and vulnerable and talk about these things. But like, listen, the conversations, like you said, definitely break those barriers down. And it's just like, listen, we might not look the same. We might be on two different sides of, the conversation, but we are still dealing with this life.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. So thank you for that. It's definitely needed. What I want to ask is, what was that spark like when you decided like I want before you had this this year, like when you originally decided you wanted to do like a show, you wanted to have your Inchworm, you know what I'm saying? What was that like? What kind of clicked the light in your head to go off for that one?
Like I said earlier, the isolation, and so let me go back. So I went to college for communications and media.
Okay.
I interned at WGN Radio in the newsroom.
That's what's up.
I always had this passion. I loved talk shows growing up. I'm old, Ricky Lake.
I was about to say, who was your show?
Arsenio Hall was my favorite. I remember just
Yeah.
like those were some of the happiest times
Right.
of my life. And sitting in front of TV, my mom's like, "Ooh, look at Montel."
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Like all of those. I had happy experiences watching interviews, watching Oprah, especially Oprah, because she was the one that really got a little bit more deeper into things, and it was a Black woman.
Yes.
She really impacted me, and had all of these things in it, and it just evolved. It just evolved. When that happened, I was like, okay, I'm playing with myself. I was working in corporate and doing stuff, and I'm like, okay, the breakup is over. I just had this plan for my life, and I'll say it in every interview. You know, you never know. You have a plan, but God has a whole nother plan for you. I thought I was gonna be married. I thought I was gonna be pregnant. I thought, you know, white picket fence. You know, I kind of play around with myself and not really do what I really love to do. Just be, you know, successful because I'm educated, but playing myself.
Yeah.
And God's like, no, this is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
This is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be doing this. So that's what ignited it. And I had all these things, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is crazy. Let me just do it all.
Yeah.
And it started off with a sex talk show. I love talking about sex. Okay. I'm sorry, it's radical radio. I love talking about it. I grew up, I was watching that old white lady.
Oh my God.
Dr. Ruth. No, not Dr. Ruth. Sujo Hint on
that's the
not Dr. Ruth.
Lord.
Yeah, the other lady. I used to stay up late and watch the show, and I love talking about sex. So I was just like, how can I start this? What should be the first thing? Everybody loves talking about sex. That started off with the Freaky Friday show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I ever did, and that's it was easy for me to transition that way. And then the next minute, you know. It turned into me interviewing political figures.
No, that's, I mean, to start that way, you did something right.
But if anytime y'all want to have some nasty talk, I'm here. I love it.
Girl.
I love it. But you can talk, you can do those things. You can, that's what I want. If anybody, if people get confused about who I am, look, I'm a Black woman. I'm proud to be a Black woman. I will always show respect. I can be in a boardroom. I can talk.
Come on.
And I can be powerful. I like to talk about sex. I've had sex.
Yes, exactly.
I like to have sex. Okay. That's who I am. I'm a sexual human being. I'm not out here hoeing. There's a difference.
Yes.
I love children. I love giving advice. I love being an inspirational person. I love, you know, I'm just being open about the things that a lot of people are afraid to actually exude and show for themselves. So they be looking like, well, what is she doing?
Yeah.
Right.
No, this is you. Yeah. You just mad because you ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You press play though.
And a lot of people want to have these conversations. That's why I love the saying taboo topics, because you can't be afraid to talk about sex when you have sex. That doesn't make sense.
We shouldn't be acting.
You know what I'm saying? Why are we acting as if we don't do it? That's very hypocritical.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's you have to have dialogue. You have to have conversations. Like you said, it's a difference in talking about sex versus hoeing. Now we ain't, you know, teaching people how to go out and be a hoe. We teaching people about sex. We talking about sex. It's a natural thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, a lot of people don't get that. I don't understand why, but we want to encourage you on this show. It's okay that Yashin talks about sex. It's okay that she has the politicians. What I want to say is it's about meeting people where they are. I cannot look at my sister and be like, oh, why are you doing X, Y, Z? Oh, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? I now have an understanding of why she does and dibbles and dabbles in everything that she does. It makes sense to me now. You know what I'm saying? But we cannot get to the point where we're not willing to have conversations about anything.
Yeah.
Why?
No, and I'm grown. I ain't got no kids. I'm out here. I can do what I want to do. I can leave me the hell alone. I ain't got time. You know what I mean?
Get it off your chest.
Yeah, because there are people, and I ain't gonna name no names. There are people who are like, well, she posted a picture, so I don't associate myself with her, or she posted a video.
And if that's how you feel, that's cool, right?
And I'm just like, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion got a song called Wet Ass Pussy. Like, everybody's out. It doesn't matter. I'm still doing my work in the community. I'm still doing all of the things that I love to do, and that a lot of people aren't doing. So when you step up and you start really doing some shit, then you can come to me and tell me something. But don't come tell me anything. Right.
A lot of times, like, you know how the saying goes, where the people that are judging you probably aren't doing half of the stuff that
Absolutely
you're doing.
not.
Right? So like, you can talk from the sideline about anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, what value does it have from the sideline?
None.
And that's why, let me say this. A lot of people may have issues when, with radical, and I really don't care. I'll tell you that I don't care. That's why I allow my guests to come on and be themselves. Like, I'm not going to come on here. If you feel like you want to curse, then you're going to curse. If you feel like you want to talk about sex, you're going to talk about sex. I'm never going to be the one as a host of my show to say, oh, you can't say this, you can't talk like this, you can't. No, what I need you to do is I need you to come on here and be exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Because so many times we are out here wearing masks and being one way in one area and then being a totally different way in another area. I need you to be who you are.
Yeah.
Period.
Consistently.
Yeah. That goes back to, yes, I believe in God. I grew up in the church, but it was so much that I had to experience not being able to be myself that I would never, ever force anybody else to not be who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
And listen, the saints and ain'ts, y'all got to get together with that, because that's the problem. That's why a lot of people are not on the same accord, and people don't, really respect other people's opinion and things that they say, because you so busy judging them. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
No. Meet people where they are. Allow people to be themselves and mind your business.
Mind your damn business. Support. If you see me doing something positive, support the positivity. Yeah. And it's crazy. I'll put up a picture with my ass out. 100 likes. I post something with me reading reading to kids, 5 likes. Absolutely. Or you won't hear any support, but they see you.
Oh yeah.
But there's
that's so real.
There's nothing. But then people say, well, I want a woman of substance. No, you don't.
Yeah. Do you really?
Do you really?
Do you really?
Do you really? I don't think so.
And that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh my God, we got a whole bunch of different ways we can take this, but I'm gonna express myself. I curse. I do. I was a good kid growing up. But the one thing is, I had a potty mouth, and I try to work on it every day. I really do.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's up to you, me, even me. I say it all the time. Like, I can come on here. I don't curse, but yeah,
you don't.
I do. No, but I do. You know what I'm saying? It's not for my guests though. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's something that I'm doing for me. I'm trying to work on it. You know what I'm saying? Myself, but I don't put that on my guests. Producer, definitely.
We know.
Yeah.
So listen to Young Jesus,
and that's been me. I've been praying, Lord, help me with my mouth for a long time, but He ain't delivered me yet. So I said, I guess when He ready, He'll get me together.
I feel like sometimes you do gotta express yourself the way you like. I cuss a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the Army. I used the F word way too much, but you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a form of expression.
Right.
And when you just letting it out, I hate that when you know what I'm saying? Like, you just sitting there expressing yourself and somebody stops listening to you because of the words that you use. Like, are you listening to me though?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you listening to just the points,
one word,
then you're not catching what I'm saying, or like the emotion that may be behind it just because of the way I'm speaking. It's not meant to be offensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But take me at like Coach is saying, take me where I'm at, and like
for
give
whoever
people that
I
chance.
am.
Yeah.
Meet me where I'm at.
Yeah.
Stop judging me.
Yeah,
Stop worrying about, like you said, you do so many other positive things that you will nitpick and take one thing that you didn't like. And that goes to say too, everybody ain't for Yashin. That's fine.
Facts.
Everybody ain't for radical. That's fine. That's great.
God bless you.
God bless you. Amen. Yes. Bye.
Do your thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But anyways, we just went on a little rant. I think we was trying to get our roll off. We had to get our roll off. We had to get our roll off.
It's okay. I'm sure people can relate.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
But so you always do a segment asking people what they're leaving behind in the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is Yashin leaving behind in 2020?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm leaving behind procrastination. I'm leaving behind selling myself short. I'm leaving behind relationships that don't serve me. I'm leaving behind, and it sounds good, but I really mean it. I've stopped talking to people who I've been talking to for years. I ended a relationship or a friendship with someone that I've been friends with for 14 years. things that don't serve me. If I feel like you are messing up my energy, I'm leaving it alone. And
you got to pay attention.
What else am I leaving behind? Just the cycles, just the man, just the cycles that God keeps bringing, he kept bringing around me. I'm just leaving it behind, but really the procrastination is selling myself short when I know my power and my potential. And Shaquita Monique, she said it last night at the premiere. She's like, Yashin, you do this all the time. I really put a lot of people before me. I really help out a lot of people. Right. Behind the scenes, people ask me questions. People need some uplifting words. I really give a lot, and I don't talk about myself because I don't want anybody to think I'm bragging and all of that. But I'm no longer doing that. That's like right. I am really settled and set in who I am, and I'm just not. I'm leaving that behind.
Yeah.
To answer the question.
You better let that green light shine.
Let me tell you, I am. I'm not. No more. Yeah. No more is definitely.
No, that's healthy.
Movement. It's a movement, and it's a movement with me and my heart, and just. I'm just over it. I'm so over the old ways. Yeah. I really am. I'm sick and tired of it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Share what you got to share.
I understand that I may make mistakes and I might fall, but I'm never going to stop. Mm-hmm. Never.
That's the way you got to look at it, right?
Yeah, and you shouldn't. If anybody's listening, don't.
There you go.
It doesn't matter if you start and then you step. Just keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Somebody's gonna see you. Somebody's gonna help you get your hand and carry them with you, and then you'll get further. You never know. You just gotta do it, and you just gotta believe in yourself. You are capable of doing whatever it is you want to do.
Amen. Absolutely, I love it. So, No More is a film that is directed, written, everything by Miss Yashin.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about No More. And when it will be coming out and how people can find it. It is honoring Breonna Taylor and Black women, okay, queens. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more.
So No More is my first short film. Like I said earlier, I had a bunch of short films and things that I wanted to write or that I drew out. And during the time of the marches and protests, I was like, oh, Breonna Taylor. Like I feel bad because everybody's talking about George Floyd, and then I'm like, oh, Black women. What about her? Push it. Tell everybody about it. And it was making me mad.
Sometimes what it takes.
Yeah. So it evolved from that, and then it went into something deeper for me. I was in this transitional period in my life. But it talks about so it's a short film. It's in honor of her, but then it's a relationship between a mother and a daughter. Mm-hmm. Tia Wilson is the mom. Her name is Lisa. Follow Tia, Miss Illinois. She is one of the most talented women that I've ever met.
Hilarious.
And
everything.
Hilarious.
I'm telling you.
She is
a mess.
So she is a whole nother, she is hilarious. But she is so talented. And I'm not just saying it. Like, Tia is just, she exudes everything. Like, she is just an amazing woman. Mm-hmm. She's so talented. She's a singer. She's an author. She is a mother. She's a wife. Oh my God. And she's been my heart throughout this film. And I saw what happened was I saw a video that her and her daughter put up. And I knew I wanted to do something like this. I had it written out. I wanted a relationship with a mother and a daughter. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Tia's it. I gotta do it. Mm-hmm. And then her daughter Takia has that same vibrant personality. Wow. And I wanted it to be a dark-skinned girl. Of course, Tia's a little bit dark-skinned too. And it just fit. And then I wanted to talk. So it covers the relationship between a mother and a daughter, and that daughter having experiences with colorism.
Okay.
And her being dark and her not feeling beautiful.
Yes.
Right.
And her mom having those moments like, look, no, this is who you are. You are beautiful.
Yes.
And really uplifting her daughter. And her daughter's trying to also handle what's going on in the world. Mm. People think that these kids aren't going through things. and they're on TikTok, they're on Facebook, they're scrolling, they're seeing police officers killing,
Yes.
they're losing friends every day, people are getting shot, their friends are getting killed, and it's just like nobody's dealing with it.
That's right.
And people just expect the kids to just be okay. We were talking about that a little bit before we went live.
Yeah.
Kids are going through things.
Yes.
A lot.
So I wanted to touch on that. How is this? Is this, this post-traumatic stress?
Yes.
Kids experience that. So that is showcased in the film. So we talk about these things, and it's really a relationship between a mother and a daughter, and how they get out of it, and also what the young girl who played, her name is Sydney. That's Takia's. That's Takia, Tia's daughter, and what she does. She decides to put on a march, and she does it in an innovative way, in a fun way, and not a fun way, just an innovative way. She puts on a march, and that was her stance, and that's what she did, and got in her own power and used her own voice to do that. I do have to shout out Noah, who plays the little sister. That is Vavi's daughter. Vavi was in the film too.
Yes.
She gave an amazing
Shout out to Vavi.
speech. She's so talented. Like, all of them are my sisters and my family. We've gotten so close. I was at the house. It's a whole thing.
Yes. It's
But
a movement.
It's
a movement.
It's definitely a movement, and it's really about uplifting Black women. And I was excited. We had that march because I needed to get the scene. And when y'all see this scene in the film, it's so dope. Like, it's just so good. And I got to shout out Kendall Williams, who shot that for me, because I couldn't do it. I didn't shoot that scene. Robert Foster, who had the drone. I had this vision, and I knew I needed it. I had to have it.
Yes.
And I knew I couldn't do everything. So I reached out to some men who had my back. And I'm very grateful.
That was amazing.
For that.
Let's just shout out to the men that came through and helped you with that,
Oh my
because
God, I did.
you had like people just like really just helping you out in other aspects that you couldn't shoot. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and I do it, and like I said, my whole thing with men and me going through things and all of that, God will show you, like, Yashin, there are some men
There
out
are some good ones.
There are some good ones,
Yeah.
and they were respectable. I'm always surrounded by some good ones, though,
That's
for
good.
the most part.
Yes.
And it's God's way of showing me, like, Yashin, chill. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so it was good. I really had the support, and we worked together as a team. There wasn't no crazy stuff going on. And I'm just really excited about this film. I need y'all to go to Inchworm Entertainment on YouTube and subscribe and watch this film. I'm gonna drop it, but before I do, one of my goals was to enter into a film festival. I know everything's online, but I wanted to do this. And I was like, let me stop playing with myself. So this is going to go in there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm still researching them now. Sometimes you can't post it. You can't post the film online for people to see it. So I can't give an exact, I know I said in November, but I'm looking at a couple of them, and a couple of them are like, you can't do this.
Right.
You can't post it online.
Well, do your thing first.
So it'll be on YouTube, but I'm going to make an announcement about it. I'm still going to push it and let everybody know.
Okay.
But subscribe to Inchworm Entertainment.
Please,
anyway.
guys.
Yeah, just do that.
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for asking me about the film.
Yes.
Thank you for coming
Absolutely.
to the march. I think we did get a couple of shots of you in there.
It was amazing.
And you prayed and beforehand. So I really appreciate you doing that.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I want to thank you for coming.
Yes.
For real.
Thank you for showing up and
Yes.
sharing your story. I just feel like I gained another sister with this conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on to Radical Radio.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you
We
for
definitely
having me.
appreciate it. It was super dope having you here. Thank you so much.
Support,
A lot of
share.
energy.
Yes.
Share.
So y'all go make
Yeah.
sure that y'all that y'all subscribe to Yashin's YouTube,
Yeah.
Inchworm Entertainment. Look her up on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
all that. She's tagged on the Radical Radio page for this episode. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. We have another dope guest that's coming through the building. You do not want to miss it. So please join us on Monday. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
And Coach L is going to be sponsoring a Black Friday sale. It's going to be 50% off of all coaching services. So if you are in need of a coach, please, please, please look me up, and do not miss this Black Friday sale where all services are going to be 50% off. We do have some Radical eyewear that will be going on sale as well for Black Friday. So look, be on the lookout. You can check me out on my website, which is www.radicallyfe.com. I love y'all. We will see y'all on Monday. Peace.